Hi, I'm Summer, or Nymph, and I'm from the critically acclaimed video game YouTube channel Gub and Bonkers. Now, if you haven't heard of our channel, let me just enlighten you with some of our rave reviews, such as, no, why is this audio here? No matter what though, it's hilarious. And one of my personal favorites, a review about myself. Now this is a woman who understands gaming. Since today is
January 10th,
and the year of our Lord 2023 is ending, I thought it might be fun to wrap it up by ranking all the games I played in 2023 from best to worst, creating a fun New Year's tradition, assuming that I'm still doing this next year. Let's get started. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to take the rough estimate of the 20 games I played this year, rank them 20 to 1, and then I'll tell you 19 through 2, and then end it with 20 and 1. How does that sound, kid? Champ? Baby? Also, for the sake of time, I'm going to kind of do more bullet points for the games I liked the least, unless I'm really mad about it. So, as promised, we'll start with number 19. I forgot. Number 19, Persona 3 Portable for the PC and Xbox. So it is kind of poorly optimized for the PC. It looked great on the PSP, which is how I originally played it many years ago, but it kind of feels like they didn't put a lot of tender love and care into this, and they just kind of want to shit out something for money, or maybe just get people excited for more Persona content, but it doesn't hit. That was not a bullet point. Number 18, Sons of the Forest. Now, I'm sure this game will be good when it's complete and if I upgrade my PC, but the problem is I hadn't upgraded my PC and it wasn't finished. So what I had was like an unfinished game that my ancient PC could barely handle. Number 17, The Backrooms. This is number 17 because it's scary. Because it's really scary and I'm a little baby. Number 16, Last Train Out of Wormtown. The worm is fucking OP. And there shouldn't be an apostrophe at the end of outa. Sorry, there shouldn't. I looked it up. Number 15, Destiny 2. I have played Destiny 2 and Destiny 1 for many years. I don't want to say a veteran Destiny player, but I played a lot of Destiny. Now it's here because I'm old and I'm scared of change. And every time I get on, after months of not playing, something's different and I have to learn a new thing is what it feels like. What's the green power? How is that not a darkness power? Why is ice a darkness power? But whatever that green hive looking shit is, it's not darkness. The point is I'm old and change is scary. And I guess I should just watch a YouTube video, but I don't want to. I just want to shoot gun. Number 14, Fallout 4. I've just become disillusioned by Bethesda. Aw, jeez. They really did a number on me with that whole Fallout 76 thing, and then Starfield not being very good, and then, also when they released Skyrim 40 times. But I love them, but I hate them. Todd, if you were here, I'd kill you, and then kiss you. Just kidding. Number 13, Phasmophobia. We were too dumb. We were just too dummy thick to play this game. Number 12. Dragon Age Inquisition. I didn't play it for very long this year. I just kind of jumped back into a playthrough that I was in the middle of, and then I played it for like 3 or 4 hours. If I had played it for longer, it would be higher on this list. But I have beat it before, and I love it, and I want to kiss it. Number 11, Rainbow Six Siege. It's fun, but I'm not very good at the game, and I never have been, but I'm especially not anymore because I took like a year-long break. And everyone else is good, though, while I am bad. What's up with that? Also, the community... I'm just going to leave it at that. Now that we've reached top 10, I will elaborate a little bit more on the reasons for why I'm putting a certain game in the position that it's in. Number 10, Lethal Company. Lethal Company was really fun and obviously very scary. It's not higher on my list because I did feel kind of like we played it several times and it's repetitive. You're collecting fucking scrap metal and the fun and the unpredictability comes from the fact like what monsters are going to be on what planet and who's going to show up, and that's all well and good, and it is really fun, and I love the collaboration and I love the proximity chat and I loved using the radio and blah 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 blah. But I will say that for me personally it was a teensy bit repetitive because it's just you're trying to meet this quota and it's really hard to meet the quota. I feel like at the beginning, I feel like once you get into a flow and you have like a strategy, you can beat the quotas for a while, but it took us 40 years to beat the quota the first time. But maybe that's a testament to our intelligence. Anyway, so Lethal Company gets to be in the top 10, but it wasn't my favorite game of the year. I really enjoyed it and I thought it was fun. Now, this one might be fucked up and weird, but GTA 5 Online. The fact that this game is on my list is probably surprising, but it's not surprising that this game is fun. I think I might have forgotten to add something when I got to GTA, so we're just gonna do an insurance necklace. Anyway, This game obviously is fun. It will always be fun. You are playing in a real world simulator with total freedom. It's just wish fulfillment and violent fantasies. Like, even though this game is old, it's always going to be fun. The only thing is, it suffers from the fact that, like, it's existed for 10 years. There are people who have been playing consistently since it was released. So you run into the issue of modders, or just people who've been playing so much longer than you that they have a tank and they have a jet. Can you get a jet? I don't know. And they can just blow you the fuck up. Which is funny for a while, but also, like, it gets so fucking annoying. But you also get to enjoy shooting your friend in the head, killing your friend with an axe, dropping a pipe bomb in your friend's car while you guys are riding around, stabbing your friend. You get to enjoy all these marvels and wonders. But by the 40th hit with an axe, why am I other one? The 90th time you knifed your friend, it loses the magic. It's almost like you didn't stab them at all. And that's why it's 9? Yeah, I put a 9 on the list. Number 8, Harvest Moon, More Friends in Mineral Town. This is on my list because I have been playing this game since I was 10 years old. I played it on an emulator that my friend showed me when we were both 10. And I have consistently played this game at least once a year since that point in my life. So I played it on and off this year. And it's just so fucking cute, charming, comforting, sweet, adorable. Wow, nothing came to me. I do the same fucking thing every time. I don't restart every time that I play it, but I restart it like every 2 or 3 years. And every time I fucking marry Gray. I guess I just love the lad with his little blue cap and his cute blonde hair. The point is, it's just a great comfort game. I just love it. And I wouldn't be myself if I didn't put this high on the list. So, fart noise. Now, the reason I'm not putting any of these on my wrist is because I can't fucking get one thing to close on its own. And my hands are too big for me to put it on, like, after it's closed. So, get smaller hands, bitch. Number 7, Fire Emblem Awakening. I love Fire Emblem Awakening. If it had a mouth, I would kiss it. It was my introduction to the Fire Emblem series. It was a pleasure. It was a gift. It was a real treat to play. It was my first introduction to the kind of chessboard strategy system that you play with, which it fucking makes me cum. Maybe a little too passionate. I love the companions, all 97 of them. And I loved being able to pair people up on the battlefield and have them slowly fall in love. I am a basic bitch and a whore, and I love romance. I loved the plot twist in that game. I loved the emotions in that game. I will say that, so I played it this year. I played like 3/4 of it. I didn't quite finish it. I really still want to finish this playthrough that I started. All I'll say is definitely the newer Fire Emblem fucking Engage excluded. They're stronger. Well, they're not stronger. They're newer. And so, like, you can do more things. I loved in Three Houses that you had, like, the academy to run around. You didn't really get anything like that in Awakening. You didn't have, like, this home base the way you have in Three Houses or even in, like, Fates. What's working against Fire Emblem Awakening is its age. It's older than Three Houses and older than Fates. And I'm not going to talk about Engage. No offense if you liked Engage. I just thought it was shitty poo-poo garbage. I know it introduced some fun combat, but it is... It's a travesty in my opinion. Anyway, but we're not talking about Engage. You're pissing me the fuck off, brother. What the fuck? My hair. Oh, my penis, El Christ. Number 6, The Forest. So we beat The Forest this year at the very beginning of the year. Like, I have the footage, I think was... What are my banks doing? The footage, I think, was made on January 6th. Like, that was the last day we played, so it was this year. I loved The Forest. I thought it was so fun. I love a survival game. I love base building. I like a creepy element. I am a huge scaredy cat, in case that hasn't become very obvious from any of our videos / this video itself. I do enjoy, though, a horror element, and I've loved the explorative storytelling of The Forest, going through the caves and finding the different, like, pieces of the toy and the people from the airplane and newspaper cutouts and drawings. I thought that was so fun, and I thought the different mutants that you fight were really cool and awful, and they sucked ass. I could have played that game for even longer than we played it, because I would have just played it and just kept expanding our camp with no end in sight. But alas, we played it in a group, and so I had to concede and go into the fucking caves and play the objective. And I am really excited for when Sons of the Forest is complete and out. And again, hopefully, fingers crossed, my PC is better, because it could not handle it. My notes for why The Forest is number 6 is fun, cool, sexy, scary, and I really think that is a great summary of that game. Number 5, Tears of the Kingdom. I think this would definitely be higher up on my list had I completed the game, but gosh, silly darn it, I'm an adult with a full-time job. But I love that it's an expansion upon Breath of the Wild. I love that world. I love that version of Zelda and Link. It's fun for all the same reasons that Breath of the Wild is fun. It'd probably be in my top 3 had I completed it. Now, if you know me, this one will come as a huge surprise because I don't actually like this game that much. But number 4, Elden Ring. Specifically, Elden Ring with the seamless co-op mod. When I played Elden Ring in 2022, I played probably like 20 or more hours of it. Like, I beat a good amount of the bosses. I gave it the old college try, okay? But my bitch ass just isn't designed to be punished in that way. I'm soft, I'm a baby. I'm a soft baby. To me, it's like needlessly, like offensively difficult, and that's just not my cup of tea. I love a dark fantasy. I cannot argue that obviously it's a good game, but it's just not for me. But what I will say is with the seamless co-op mod, I could play it with Jack and Corbin and Josie, and I played it with a variety, like a combination of those 3 people. I did things I had never done before in the game. I didn't beat it, but I played a lot more of it. The point is, it was so much fun playing it with friends the entire time. Not having to fucking load my friend in every time I fought a boss was such a relief. Fuck, that's tedious. But it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. I think the character creator is lackluster in my whole ass opinion because, man, you can only make a bitch with no chin. Is what it feels like. Either your face is goofy as fuck or you're kind of pretty but your ass has no chin. Now we're on to the top 3 and I am so excited to say Mass Effect 1. I first played Mass Effect many years ago and shit, that magic is still there. It's not as strong as it used to be, mostly just because the first game, in my opinion, is not the best game in the series. It's still beautiful. It's a perfect predecessor. You have to have a first game so that the second and third games can be as amazing as I think the second and third game are. It sets such a good standard for what an RPG game should be. Like, this is such a silly thing to love, but the fact that you get to pick like what planet you were from and kind of like your background, and then they have a special little mission that happens because of where you picked, that's beautiful. That's art. I love Garrus. Oh man, do I love Garrus. That's the worst part of the game, is that I can't fuck Garrus till the next game. Feels kind of silly to talk about Breath of the Wild now after just talking about Tears of the Kingdom, but it is I think I have too many props on. Breath of the Wild is a breathtaking masterpiece, and it's beautiful, and I know that the decision to make Zelda talk was controversial, and I'm not saying that it's perfect, but I still do love it, and there's a chance I only love it because I love Zelda so much I would die for her. It's like a familial love. She's like my baby. I just think they did so many things right with that game, specifically the cooking. It was really cool of them to add the cooking feature. Is it my favorite Zelda game? That's for a later video. That's like a whole video itself. And so I'm going to keep that like a special little reveal. But I think the game is great. I think it has so many powerful moments. I love the use of flashbacks. Holy shit, I didn't put my glow sticks on. No game is perfect, but that game is pretty damn good. And I can wear outfits. My friends. It's time for the worst game in my opinion. But here's what I'll say. The story mode of it changed my brain chemistry. I was a different person before I played the story mode of this game, and then after playing it, that person was dead. And then she was reborn from the ashes like a phoenix. Like a phoenix with a cowboy king. My least favorite game that I played this year, the game that fucked my ass, and not in the good way, was Red Dead Redemption 2 Online. As I said, I love the story mode. It's one of my favorite games in the world. It inspired me in ways I never thought it could. You know how some people joke about having a past with their partner? Like, there's that one person they could cheat on, and that's okay. My past is Arthur Morgan. Jack knows if he walked into the real world, I'd be gone. Even though I've also discussed how if Arthur Morgan, if I could be with him, he would eventually kill me. But not in a mean way, but in a way where he'd be like, my God, this woman, ma'am, you're completely useless and you have no survival skills. I will have to be putting you down now. And then he'd shoot me in the head. But that aside, Red Dead Redemption 2 Online is horse shit and cock. I hate it. I hate it. It is such an... It's like a cash cow. It's such an obvious cash cow because you cannot have fun in that game unless you spend real life money, unless you've been playing since it was released. Of course, I've seen YouTube videos of people having a fun time on Red Dead Redemption 2 Online, but usually because some funny modding thing is happening or there's 30 people playing and that just like chaos ensues. But playing just the 4 of us in the year of our Lord 2023, it's not that fun and I don't want to put money into it, and it doesn't feel like Rockstar cares about it the way that they did care about GTA Online. You can tell they just want to make money from it and they don't really give a shit if it's good anymore. The story mode is fantastic and it's beautiful, but the online is a fucking pile of burning shit in my opinion. And in the biggest plot twist of this century, my favorite game that I played in 2023, my number one, my numero uno. Do I even need to say it? Baldur's Gate 3 is a masterpiece. It's beautiful. It's perfect. It's everything I want out of a fantasy role-playing game. Can I do this? I don't really even have any problems with it. Actually, no, I do. My only complaint with the game is that even though I was playing on a brand new PC, because Jack has a new PC, I still had huge glitches and lagging and frame rate issues during the very end of the game. Spoilers. When you are fighting the Netherbrain, every cutscene I had was fucked. For the last like full hour of gameplay of that game, my cutscenes were just absolutely fucked. I had to like restart the ending cutscene when you're on the dock multiple times to just get it to function. And there's like a part where it shows the people of Baldur's Gate victoriously fighting the Mind Flayers. It's like people fighting for their lives and none of the environment loaded in. Like none of the walls of the houses in the area loaded in. So there was just a bunch of people standing in the streets and then all these floating items on invisible shelves. It was a little bit, I'll tell you what, it sure didn't do wonders for the immersion. But other than that, which I feel like that's a huge but it's not. That game, I played it for so many hours. I played it in early access. Like I probably have legitimately played 200 hours of that game. And so I had like 197 or 8 perfect hours, and then I had some mediocre ending hours. It just sucked that it was the end of the game. I think the writing is so strong in that game. I think the companions are so strong in that game. Honestly, if I want to break it down further, I would want to make a whole video about it, like a proper review. But let me just say, Astarion is amazing. Karlach, I think Karlach is, I don't know if she's underrated, but I think her writing is so beautiful and amazing. And there is a specific part in the game where you kind of, it's a sort of a resolution to her storyline. Not the very end, but just like, I don't want to spoil too much, but there is a key event for her story that just broke my heart, and I thought it was so well acted and so well delivered. And that's another thing about this game. You can just tell it was made with so much love. We watched the Game of the Year awards, the Game Awards, which I don't usually watch. I just like read later who won. But we actually watched it because Baldur's Gate was, you know, a contender for Game of the Year, and we fucking shitted, farted, cummed when it won Game of the Year. And I think it really, really deserved it because Larian just cares about their community, and it's so obvious. And that's part of what makes Red Dead Redemption 2 Online so frustrating, is you can just, it doesn't feel like Rockstar gives a shit about the community that is playing that, where it feels like Larian placed a gentle kiss on my forehead every time I play that game, and every time I read the patch notes, you know, it's, they love you and you can tell. I loved it. It was beautiful. So that is why Baldur's Gate 3 is my number one game of this year. Some honorable mentions. I played like Skyrim for like 1 hour again. I played World of Warcraft on and off throughout the year, but not enough that I really felt like I could list them. Oh, but I did play 2048 and I did get to 32,000. So actually forget everything I said, and that is game of the year.